Welcome to the Hoopo Impact Podcast. We're exploring the future of ethical investment through a program called Graze To Own, a model that moves communities from donation to dividend, from petty to paycheck. Over the last decade, Hoopo has treated livestock farming not as charity, but as a reliable financial engine for women farmers, combining day one cattle milk income with a pathway to asset ownership. To make it work at scale, Hoopo built an integrated framework with academia, including Sindh Agriculture University, and with the livestock supply chain, so practice and research reinforce each other. This framework targets interconnected SDGs. 1. No poverty. 2. Zero hunger. 3. Health. 4. Quality education. 8. Decent work. 9. Industry and innovation. And 13. Climate action, all aligned with net zero. Today, we'll see how Graze To Own connects women, investors, universities, and practitioners to deliver measurable results, and how cats and AI in agriculture help track and scale impact. Joining us today is Nasir Qureshi, president of Hoopo Incorporated. We are excited to have him. Nasir, welcome to the show. We are so glad to have you here today. Welcome to the podcast. Today, we're diving deep into the revolutionary transformation of traditional charity into genuine ownership by empowering rural communities, with a focus on the Hoopo Graze To Own strategy.
Yep, this is such an interesting twist, isn't it? It basically turns the charity model on its head, moving from dependency to self-sustainability, right?
Exactly. It's like turning donations into dividends. Rather than just handing out aid, they're enabling families, especially rural women, to become livestock entrepreneurs over a 5-year journey.
So the whole idea is that instead of helping someone one time, they actually help them build a future. How does that process work exactly?
Well, the program connects 3 key partners: the Hoopo investor, the cattle feeder, and the local Hoopo for Life manager. From day one, the cattle feeder earns wages from milk sales, so she's not just relying on charity. As the herd grows, so does her equity until, by year 5, she completely owns the livestock.
That really flips the script on dependency because it gives farmers a tangible stake in their future. It's like instead of getting a handout, they're getting a slice of the pie. But how does the investor benefit in this model?
Great question. The investor benefits too because over the 5-year period, as the herd expands, they receive a transparent and ethical return on their initial investment. By the end, when the investor exits, the farmer is not left in limbo. They continue with a sustainable income stream.
Yeah, so both sides gain. One gets a profit and the other builds a stable livelihood. It almost sounds like turning charity into a partnership. Isn't that a bit risky, though?
There's a bit of risk, but the model is designed to balance that out. It's a shared growth system. The idea is not to just temporarily alleviate poverty, but to permanently raise the economic baseline.
True. I love that it's not about pity, but about, actual empowerment. Now, I noticed there's this community builder aspect too. How does the Graze To Own Community Builder, or GCB, fit into this framework?
Right. The GCB model expands this concept from one household to an entire village. Instead of operating in isolation, it develops shared infrastructure, leased grazing lands, silage farms, breeding centers, and training facilities. This creates what they call carbon-neutral villages, boosting not just individual income, but also communal resilience.
So it's like building an entire ecosystem where learning, earning, and environmental responsibility all mix together. That's pretty forward thinking.
Absolutely, it's a kind of holistic approach. The program effectively marries economic equity with environmental responsibility, ensuring that both the individual and the community thrive. It's very much about creating a sustainable livestock impact ecosystem.
Right. And then there's the academic piece. I read that Sindh Agriculture University plays a key role here. How do the academics tie into the whole picture?
They integrate academic research directly into the field. Hoopo collaborates with Sindh Agriculture University so that faculty and students can work on real-world challenges. For instance, they research silage production techniques, develop regenerative feeds like moringa, and even track carbon metrics through carbon awareness tokens, which, by the way, can be redeemed for tuition or small enterprise funding.
Yeah, that's clever. It's almost like education becomes an integral part of entrepreneurship. So you're saying that each verified activity not only uplifts a community economically, but also educates and increases environmental awareness?
Exactly. The tokens, or CATS, represent a tangible connection between learning and earning. As the farmers and students engage in these sustainable practices, they build both their financial security and their knowledge base.
Right, that's a smart feedback loop. I really appreciate how this model intertwines income generation, academic research, and environmental sustainability. It definitely offers more than a quick fix.
Definitely. It's a multifaceted solution, addressing not just the symptoms of poverty, but also its root causes. By transforming charity into ownership, the program creates lasting change while offering ethical returns to investors.
Speaking of returns, what kind of outcomes have they observed so far? Is there any solid data backing this approach?
Yes, indeed. Families that were once entirely dependent on external aid now manage thriving herds. There's been a reported 30% increase in milk yields, and overall income stability has improved significantly. More and more farmers are joining each cycle, which not only confirms the model's success, but also emphasizes its scalability.
That's impressive. And with this strong performance, I understand they've planned an expansion to reach 100 villages in Sindh and beyond. It's ambitious, but very promising.
Definitely ambitious yet grounded. Every new partnership and every trained farmer moves them closer to a future where we see a systemic change in rural communities. A move from charity
Absolutely.
to true ownership.
Now, here's a thought. Some might say, well, if you're turning charity into an investment, isn't there a risk that financial burdens might overshadow the community benefits?
That's a fair point, and it's something we need to consider seriously. However, the program is structured in a way that both risk and reward are shared among all participants. The emphasis here isn't solely profit, but sustainable growth
Yes,
and
I see that.
ownership.
I get it. But what about the traditional charity model? Some would argue that charity frees people from the pressure of, say, making repayment or meeting financial targets. Don't you think the GTO approach might add pressure on families?
That's an interesting critique. However, the Graze to Own system is not about penalizing failure. It's about creating a supportive environment where the challenges are mitigated by shared investment. Instead of feeling pressured, families are provided with the tools, training, and partnerships to succeed.
I appreciate that perspective. It aligns well with the notion that the risk is distributed rather than being a burden on a single party. Still, it does require robust management and ongoing support to ensure the system functions properly.
Exactly. And that's where the local Hoopo for Life managers come in. They provide on-the-ground support and training, ensuring that every step of the process is closely monitored and adjusted to fit real-world challenges.
True. It's like having a safety net in place. With that support, the model seems both resilient and forward-thinking. So, when you put it all together, economic growth, environmental sustainability, and education, it really presents a holistic, progressive approach.
Totally. Each element reinforces the other. The economic incentives drive better practices. The educational component fosters innovation. And the environmental efforts ensure that growth is sustainable for future generations. It's a win-win scenario for everyone involved.
Yeah, very win-win. And overall, this setup transforms the typical narrative of rural aid. Instead of being a one-time act of charity, it's about building long-term, resilient communities that eventually own their destiny.
Absolutely. It's the kind of approach that can redefine how ethical investment is viewed worldwide. Not only are investments profitable, but they also generate a profound social impact.
This innovative approach really shines a light on what can be achieved when we merge thoughtful investment with genuine community empowerment. It challenges the status quo and inspires a whole new way of thinking about aid and growth.
Exactly. It really leaves you wondering, what if we rethought all models of charity to incorporate ownership? Imagine the ripple effects if more organizations adopted such an approach.
Right, that could be revolutionary. Before we wrap up, any final thoughts on where this journey is headed?
Well, the vision is clear, scaling the Graze to Own and community builder programs to 100 villages. Every partnership, cow and trained student adds momentum toward a future where charity transforms into genuine, long-term opportunity.
Absolutely. It's incredible to witness, and I'm excited to see how these pioneers continue to change lives. Thanks for such a deep dive into this meaningful innovation.
Thank you for joining the conversation today. For anyone inspired by this journey, check out gohoopo.com/invest to see how you can be part of turning charity into ownership. Until next time, keep questioning, keep innovating, and keep building futures.